Houston. At a few seconds before midnight on August 31st, the final signatures were secured. The official documents were routed electronically to Major League Baseball's Manhattan offices, and Justin Verlander became a Houston Astro. He flew in the next day, stepping into the embrace of a franchise that desperately needed a veteran ace and a storm-ravaged city that needed a reason to believe there would be better days ahead, days that might even include baseball in late October. 50 days later, on a Friday night that pushed two team seasons to their breaking point, Verlander ascended the mound at Minute Maid Park, rescued the Astros from the abyss and ensured there would be baseball in Houston for at least one more night. With 7 shutout innings in a 7-1 win over the New York Yankees in Game 6 of the American League Championship Series, Verlander pitched the Astros to within one more win of the second World Series appearance in their history, and first since 2005. On Saturday night, baseball will witness the first Game 7 in an LCS since the San Francisco Giants outlasted the St. Louis Cardinals to win the NL pennant in 2012. The Astros would almost certainly be finished without Verlander on their side. He shut down the Yankees in a complete game victory in Game 2, then followed it up with Friday night's gem. All told, he has thrown 16 innings in the series, allowing just 10 hits, 2 walks and 1 run while striking out 21 batters. On Friday night, Verlander's performance veered from overpowering at the beginning to crafty and gutsy, with a heaping measure of good fortune tossed in, at the end. His toughest inning by far was his last, when he put the first 2 batters of the 7th inning on base with a walk and a hit by pitch. But he struck out Aaron Hicks on a 3-2 slider at the end of a 10-pitch duel, then became a spectator like everyone else as his epic night hung on the outcome of a fly ball to deep center. Todd Frazier's deep blast carried, and George Springer drifted, until Springer sprung from the warning track and met the ball at the apex of his jump, just in front of the wall, a spectacular catch that robbed Frazier of extra bases and prevented 2 runs from scoring. At the end of every inning he pitches, Verlander stalks off the mound like a predator and goes down the stairs at the far left end of the Astros dugout, walks the length of the dugout and descends the stairwell at the other end that leads to their clubhouse. But after his escape in the 7th, Verlander diverted from form. Near the first base line, he stopped, pumped his fists and screamed. And he waited. He waited until Springer made the long jog in from center field. Verlander wasn't going anywhere until he could thank his center fielder in person. Verlander's night was over. He departed with a 3-0 lead, with all the Astros runs to that point coming in the 5th inning on an RBI double by Brian McCann and a 2-run single by Jose Altuve. If the Astros had been able to win just one of the 3 games this week at Yankee Stadium, where they instead found themselves outscored 19-5 in a trio of losses, Verlander could have been pitching Friday night with a chance to send them to the World Series. For all their many attributes and charms, the Yankees had been a mediocre team away from Yankee Stadium, going 40-41 on the road in the regular season and 1-4 in the postseason entering Friday night. And everything that went down at the cavernous ballpark on Texas Street seemed designed to remind everyone, the Yankees most of all, that they weren't in the Bronx anymore. The pregame soundtrack featured both types of music, country and western. The crowd was early arriving, clad in bright orange and hopped up on Budweisers and Salsa Verde. Country singer Jack Ingram drawled out the national anthem, finger-picking his own accompaniment on a Gibson J45. And then Verlander ascended the mound. He isn't a Texan, but by the end of this month he might be an honorary one. This is why I'm here, Verlander said the day before his start. The Yankees had turned their second chances against Cleveland's Trevor Bauer in the division series and against Houston's Dallas Keuchel in Game 5 of this series into acts of redemption, lighting up both pitchers the second time around. But Verlander is a different animal entirely. He ended the 2nd, 3rd and 4th innings with strikeouts, getting Aaron Hicks on a changeup, Aaron Judge on a slider and Greg Bird on another changeup, respectively. The changeup was a pitch he used only twice in Game 2, but brought out of hibernation Friday night to give the Yankees hitters a new look. He ended the 5th by getting Frazier to make a feeble, ungainly swing at a curveball. Weak swings were one good measure of Verlander's dominance. He ended the fifth by getting Frazier to make a feeble, ungainly swing at a curveball. The fourth straight inning Verlander ended with a K. At a